compassionate home at Nkwogu. They attend to children living with disabilities. And that is highly commendable because most of these homes I go to, I don't see children living with disabilities. They discriminate against children. But these ones are keeping them. So what is your target group? And then the age too, you should also group by age. Do I want bigger children? Do I want smaller children? Just have a target, whatever you're doing. Okay, so get adequate information from the registration desk of the ministry, room 627 of our office. Get a meaningful source of funding and sustenance of feeding, education, health care, accommodation, etc. Running a home, a children's home, an institutional home, whatever you call it, is expensive. Those of you that are doing it would agree with me that it's expensive. So you have to really sit down and consider, can I do it? It's not to gather children and deny them of their rights, violate their rights. No, no, no. Can I do this? How do I get funds? Not to go begging all over the place. You must have something good in place financially. Purchase and read the Child's Rights Law and other relevant laws, books to improve your knowledge on children. So the other one says, do I have the knowledge to care for them? I'm not saying you should go to an orphanage or a children's home that is not up to standard to go and say, oh, this is how they are doing. Because I don't want to mention any name, but there's someone that told me that, okay, I worked in so-and-so orphanage. And I was asking myself, like, okay, so-and-so orphanage is not in our book. No, it's not in our good books. And you went there to learn. So go to somewhere where they are doing a good job, like the SOS Village. I've never been there before, but I've heard a lot about it. I think I heard of Little Saints Orphanage in Lagos. I've never been there, but I heard they are doing a good job as well. So registration process, yes. Register the children's home under incorporated trustees at the Corporate Affairs Commission. Apply for registration at the Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation relevant documents, which include the Constitution and information booklet of the home. Please do not operate without this registration. It's very important. We respect the CAC registration. You must register with CAC because the CAC certificate is a requirement in our ministry. You must bring your CAC registration to show that you are registered with them. So, inspection of the proposed children's home by the officer in charge, notification of the outcome of application and issuance of certificate if application is accepted. Why did I say if application is accepted? Because that you applied does not mean that your application must be accepted. No, that is not true. If you don't meet the requirements of the law, your application will be rejected. Okay, so payment of registration fees as if your application is accepted and processed. Review of registration. Operation will continue if the home is carried on in accordance with the relevant requirements or else it will be shut down. Review. The ministry can send their staff to come to your home anytime. We don't need your permission. The law gave us authority. Authority has been delegated to us to do that. I mean, if we tell you we're coming, I know what some of you will do now. There was one home that I was supposed to visit. My former commissioner in the Agoma Esquire said I should go and investigate something. And I just went there. I saw them. They received information that I was coming. So they were painting the place. They were doing all manner of things. But I just barged in there. And the man said, but you're not supposed to come today. I said, well, am I supposed to tell you when I should come? And then I saw a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to see. So, review of registration. Operation will continue if the home is carried on in accordance with relevant requirements or else it will be shut down. That again, let me emphasize again, because some of you say, okay, come for inspection. You put the place in order. When we come for inspection, everything is okay. And we now give you certificates. We have registered you, so you have certificate. Then you just change everything afterwards. I went to that same home I talked about, I will not mention the name, and there was no playground anymore. A lot of things were no more in place. Please, I'm begging you people, it ought not to be so. Let's continue to keep the law and do the right things. Okay, so register your children. Okay, please, renewal of registration is every 2 years. We're not asking you to come every year. Every 2 years. And some of you are shouting, it's too much, it's too much. How is it too much? It's supposed to be yearly, but we made it every 2 years to assist you. I think the registration fee has not changed since the time I was there till now. It's still the same. Home operators pay 50,000 for starters, then 25,000 after every 2 years, and you'll be issued a new certificate. Now, let me say something about the incorporated trustees registration at the CAC. I had issues with some people. They told me that at the point of inspecting their place, they told me that, I don't know where my board of trustees are. So this one is not taking call. This one has gone abroad. This one has, no. When you have a case like that, what you should do is apply to CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. Get a new board, apply to CAC. They will give you, after fulfilling their requirements, they will issue a new certificate to you that has the names of your present board members, board of trustees. Okay, so I've talked about, next slide, please. The information booklet on the profile of the proposed children's home shall, in addition to any other matter, contain A, the name or title of the organization, the children's home, must be on the booklet, the aims and objectives of the home, description of the property, tell us what the property is, address of the property, the nature of occupancy, size of the property, exterior and interior, description of the property in pictures. That is your brochure. Startup capital will be in the booklet, source of funds and sustainability plan. Let us know all those things. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now residential, minimum requirements, residential facility. Accommodation should be in an accessible area. Some of you go and do operate your homes and put them in one remote place. There was one I went like this, very far and close to the river. And I asked the lady, how do you want people to access this place? So it's okay for it to be accessible. Premises must be fenced and safe and not for commercial use. I want to stress on that, not for commercial use. Chisom and I had the privilege of going to visit a home, and we went there. The home was situated where tenants are living there. There are shops in front of the house and all that. No. It is wrong. It is not in line with the child's right law. Like I said before, all the requirements are in line with the child's right law. And you know, safety is one of them. So you cannot, because the children could be exposed to abuse anytime if that happens. So stable electricity supply, adequate nutrition and good water supply, employ a social worker, because sometimes your children need to be counseled. A social worker has a lot to do. The social worker can mediate, can assist you in several ways apart from counseling. The social worker could knows how to, I would say manipulate, how to attend to a child, to get information from that child by using the principles of social work that you may not know of. And apart from that, asking of questions and interviewing in social work is a skill. It's a skill, it's not just something you do. There are some people you bring, you ask questions, they will not open up to you. But you take them to a social worker will bring the truth out of the children. Okay, so spacious and properly ventilated rooms to avoid overcrowding. So we've gone to homes that are so small, the sizes of the rooms are so small, and then the children are like how many in that room? Everywhere it's as if you can't even breathe. It's not habitable for children. It's not right. So limit the number of your children in a room according to the size of your room. So the number and size of the bedroom shall determine the maximum number of children. A common living room furnished with chairs, fans, television, etc. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Helen? Okay, still, okay. Children should be apportioned rooms by age and sex. Now this is very important. Oh my God. So I want to say something about this because when you put children that are of different age groups in the same room, this is what happened. I went to one home and I told the lady, I said, no now, separate the children, let the big ones stay separately from the younger ones. And I went downstairs, and the next thing, she came and told me something. She said, Madam Funmi, you know your work, oh. Do you know what a small child said to a bigger child? I said, what? She said, see your big bum bum. I said, that is it. The younger ones cannot process the development of the bodies of the older ones, so it's not safe. And then to avoid abuse, I really need to rush. Okay, now, a staff room, kitchen and store, administrative office, nursery for 0 to 3 years old babies, if you have such children. A separate room for children with special needs. A minimum of 5-bedroom apartment shall be used for a home with a minimal number of children. Do not have an annex of the home without prior notice and approval from the ministry. We've also heard of orphanages that they said, oh, we have an annex somewhere, but the ministry is not aware of that annex. Nobody went to inspect